Hi, this is Tracy from GiftBasketappeal, and today we're going to make a really pretty floral arrangement. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this glass container, and this I got at a thrift store for 75 cents. So we're going to be putting some Mod Podge on this to turn it into something beautiful, and we're going to be decorating it with these lovely napkins from Dollar Tree. It's actually a birdhouse, so I thought this would be super adorable. And then I may end up adding some bling to it just to give it a little bit of sparkle. And I've got these flowers, so I'm going to be arranging these flowers after we finish decorating. So I'm really super excited about this project, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I did was wipe down the container so that we can start with a clean surface. I'm going to be painting it using this indoor-outdoor gloss paint. It's acrylic paint, and this is white. And so what I'm going to do is just start to paint the outside before we start to Mod Podge our napkin onto the container. And this way our illustration on the napkin will stand out and it will look absolutely gorgeous. And so I'm going to be painting this with 2 coats of paint. And then I'm going to let it dry, and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so our container is all finished. And I just love the way this looks. It's a nice square container, somewhat square. And I did put the 2 coats on, and so now we're ready to start doing our Mod Podge. So let me go ahead and pull these napkins out and see what this looks like. Okay, so I'm going to have to decide. I'm actually going to cut this right through here because I want a birdhouse right on the front of the container, and then I want another one on the back side. But I do want to do the sides as well, so I just have to decide what exactly I'm going to do. Kind of fit that onto there. Can you see how that is? Let's see. Let me show you what that looks like. So the decision is put it on here, but I also want to cover the sides too. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I want to also cut the back part as well. So I need to separate this because it is a 2-ply napkin. Okay, I was really happy with this thrift store because they had so many different glass containers there, and I really wanted to try something different. So if you ever see those glass containers in a thrift store and it's got a unique shape to it, go ahead and get it. Okay, I need to wet my hands just a little bit to pull that apart. So that's being a little bit stubborn. Okay. So if you ever have that problem where it doesn't separate, just wet your fingers just a little bit and just pull it apart. Okay. And this is going to be for my sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start covering the sides first. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to overlap with this front and the back being the main areas, but I still want the sides to be covered. So I'm going to Mod Podge that first, and then I'm going to do the front and the back. I think that sounds like a good strategy. And I'm still not sure yet what I'm going to do around the edge here and there because it's not perfectly lined up. It's not as big, so I may have to end up cutting some pieces and just kind of piecing it together. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm putting my napkin right there. Just smoothing it on the side here. And right over here. And see if I have my Saran Wrap here to smooth out. Awesome technique. To use a Saran Wrap and not your fingers. That way your fingers will rip the paper, but the Saran Wrap will not stick to it, and you can have a nice smooth finish on there. I will put the tutorial to the wine bottles that I also did. I did Mod Podge some wine bottles, and I will put the tutorial to that below. Okay, so the reason why I did that was I wanted to get the sides first and then go back and get the other part. So you see how that is? That looks really pretty. It's going to be really nice. I can already tell. Saran Wrap here. And I'm just smoothing it out. Just kind of going in the same direction here. And I'm liking this already. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to do the other side. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm all finished with the sides. And this is what it looks like so far. I am going to go back over it with a top coat once I put the front and back on. But I'm really liking the way that looks. I just wanted to make sure that when I come around the sides first, then I can just kind of layer it and put the front part on. And so let me go ahead and do that now. All right. And this is just one idea, but they have some really gorgeous napkins at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be using a lot of those in future projects. And I'm going to overlap this. You don't have to if you don't want, but I just feel like I'm going to go ahead and overlap it. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of here. And I'm going to just kind of line this up right here. Okay, get my Saran Wrap here. Smooth that down. And I'm just taking my time and patting this down. Just gently. Let's take a look at that. Oh my goodness, I'm loving it. Even though I have it overlapped, it's got a little bit of a darker color there, but I really like that. Just kind of adds another dimension to it. Looks real artsy, almost like it was painted on. Okay, so I'm going to do this other side. And don't really stress yourself if it's not perfect, if it has wrinkles. It's okay. You made it. It's your unique idea. Like I always say that crafting should be relaxing, and I think we stress so much about the process and we don't get to really enjoy it. So I give you permission to make mistakes, to have wrinkles, just to create something, and to create something that never existed before. I think that's why I love doing the videos, is because I get to create something that never existed before and possibly inspire some of you to create as well. So if there's just one thing you get from this video, from any of my videos, that inspires you, then my job is done. That's my goal, is to inspire you to just go ahead and create. I am really liking this. Just smoothing it out a little bit. Put a little bit over here. This really reminds me of a painting. It really does. There's no right, or I should say wrong way to do this. You just take bits and pieces. I get lots of ideas from different videos, and a lot of you sending me in different advice of just sharing ideas of how to get a smoother finish or whatever. But this is really so cute. I am loving this. Looks like a painting. And you know what? I think I'm going to leave that white around the edge. I'm kind of liking that. Just adds another dimension to that. Wow, I'm really liking it. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry for just a little bit, and then I'm going to go over it with another layer of Mod Podge, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then it's time to fill our container. Okay, so the container is all dry and done, and that looks like a work of art. These Dollar Tree napkins just really amaze me. So look how pretty that looks applied to my container. That's the back part. And I'm just going to leave that white border around there. I kind of like that, and I'm glad that I cut out part of the birdhouse and put it on the edges. So it kind of creates a pattern there. And I really don't mind this overlapping here. It kind of looks like it looks artsy, and it looks like it's been painted on. So I'm really happy with the way this came out. One other thing that I want to do is just add just a tiny bit of bling somewhere around here, just because. And you don't have to do it, but I just want to do some of it. So I'm just going to use some of this tacky glue and just kind of put a few, maybe around these spaces right here. Oops, and I don't need to use a whole lot. I'm just going to use some of these. They got the real small gems on here, some medium and large ones. And I know my mother was going to love this. I'm just going to add a little bit of bling to this. And what a nice gift. I told her I wanted to make something for her to put her flower, because she loves flowers just like I do. I'm just putting kind of random with these gems. And for a 75-cent glass vase, it's really unique. It's like a one of a kind. So consider getting those glass vase from the thrift store. Put one over here too. And everything doesn't have to line up, but I do want to just kind of have everything just really just random. And I'm just going to put it on the front part of this. I'm thinking of putting one in here, but I think I'm going to leave that alone. I kind of like that birdhouse opening. Okay, and look how pretty that looks. I wonder if you can see that sparkle. If I turn it towards the light a little bit, you can see it. That looks really pretty. I'm loving that color. I think my mom is going to really like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some of these floral foam in here. Let's see if it'll, I may have to cut it down. Let's see if it'll go in without me having to cut it down. Oh, it looks like it'll go in. And so if you wanted to put some moss right up around here to kind of cover that spot up, you can. Let's see. No, I'm not going to put any more of this in here. I think I can put my flowers in here and decorate it the way I want. But if you want to cut your foam to make it even, to come all the way up to the top, you can. So let me get my flowers here. I'm just going to kind of cut some of these down a little bit. And then we're going to arrange them in our container. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add in some flowers. And these darker colored flowers I got from my mom's house. And she thinks that I'm using them for a project that I'm doing, but I'm actually using them so that I can give them back to her. So I'm just going to kind of arrange these. And she had a ton of these pretty flowers, darker blue flowers. And I want this container to be really full. Look how pretty those are. She's had those for a while too, just sitting around her house. I'm going to cut this one off. I'm going with a nice light color here. And I'm only trying to just enhance the colors that are actually in the vase. And so these flowers right here came from Dollar Tree. And these darker ones I got from my mom's house. And like I said, if you want, you could use some moss in here to cover this up if that really kind of bothers you. Right there, really pretty flower. Push that right in there. And I could glue these in, but I'm not, because I know that my mom likes to kind of change stuff out every so often. These are also, these light blue ones are from Dollar Tree, and I thought they would go really well with this. Okay, and our container is all done. And look how those colors just really blend in. And I may put more flowers in there, I'm not sure yet. And I may have readjusted a little bit, but I'm really happy with the way this came out. I think my mom is going to really love this. I hope this inspired you to make one on your own. I'm going to, of course, post pictures at the end so you can get a good look at this. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and comment below, and like this video. See you real soon. Bye.